Saying we're live. Let's go.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Say what you want. Tri-State, say what you want. CT, say what you want. Everybody say what you want. It's like, say what you want. Tri-State, say what you want. CT, say what you want. Everybody say what you want. It's like,
You are now tuned into the Say What You Want podcast hosted by Noah and Mr. CT Radio 85.
What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? I hope you're well. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm back in full effect, ready to go. But like we said, we got that black cloud still hanging over our heads right now. But you know what? There's sunshine as well because the Senate has passed a bill for the stimulus package. It is not much. It's not much. Let's not get crazy. It's not much. But it's something. It's something to help ease the burden of not being able to pay these bills as they're coming in a mile a minute still. I know they said that they're gonna, interest this and do that and this, but at the end of the day, they still want their money. So it doesn't even matter. Let's call a spade a spade. They want their money, and I can't blame them. You're gonna get paid, but you get paid when I get paid. If I get paid, you get paid. We get paid. That's how it go. Because like most Americans, I'm out of work too. I'm not an exception to the rule right now. But when I get paid, you get paid. And that's how it's going to work. So just to say, I said that to say this, do not stress about your bills. It's going to be okay. I believe that. I believe it's going to be okay. We're not going to be in this forever. We're not going to have this problem for too long. I almost sound like Trump with this whole thing. If you could see me, I'm moving my hands like Trump right now. But I know that in the long run, everything will subside. So it's not, it's not the end of the world, guys. We have to just take it with a grain of salt and work our way through it, because we don't know exactly what the future holds. The CDC said it's going to haunt us for a little while, and it is what it is. They're not sure when this whole thing is going to be over. All we could do is try to pay attention to the numbers, try to pay attention to what the correct news is saying to us. If they're saying stay in the house, people, we need to stay in the house. Don't be out here in groups, trying to, oh, I'm not letting nobody tell me how to do this and do that. Sometimes you need to fall back and listen, because every boss has a boss, period. And that's just how it goes. So for you to say, you know what, I'm not going to abide by the rules that's going on right now, it's kind of ignorant, and I don't see why you would even put yourself in a situation where you could possibly be exposed to something that could possibly kill you. Let's be honest. We have to take it in a sense where it's bigger than you. It's bigger than me, it's bigger than you. So let's just ride this thing out together. But like I said, they got the little package coming. It's $1,200 per adult, $500 per kid. Anybody that's in a gig economy, you're getting blessed too. You're going to be taken care of as well. So they did not forget about you guys that are out there day and night, transporting individuals, risking your life, for $1 to make sure your family can eat tomorrow. You know what I mean? So you guys are getting a little bit too. How much of that? I think you're getting the same amount as everybody else. So that's a good thing. But what really got me on edge is the fact that I don't know how this was able to happen, but a gentleman in my local area actually escaped the quarantine and was gone for 9 hours. They couldn't find him until later on, and they caught up with him or whatever. So, I mean, this is why we got to take it seriously, because you got individuals doing things like that where they're escaping quarantine and then running out here in the streets and possibly coming across different people, you know? So if anybody's in there saying that my stream isn't good, could you just give me a comment? Just let me know if the sound quality is good, if everything's up on up and up. Um so that's where we're at. And another thing, I know people that these prices of of these these tickets are enticing. I understand that the prices could have you like, oh man, I need to go. I got to go to Bahamas. I need to go to Mexico. I need to go to Canada. I need to go there and there and there. Do not do it. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Just wait it out. Wait it out. Because by you taking that chance and going to these places, you're possibly putting other people at risk. And it'll be selfish of you to take that chance and possibly infect other individuals because you wanted to go on a trip that you could have possibly waited for, even though the price wouldn't have been the same. Now, granted that the price would not have been the same, but if you save your money like most individuals do to know that they want to go on trips later on in the year and all that, then you'll be fine. It won't cost you $79 round trip. Might cost you about $250, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be safe doing it. You see? And at the end of the day, what's our key thing right now? Safety. Safety. That's everything. Safety first. So why would you take a risk on going off to a foreign land or something like that, where you don't even know what their outbreak might be like? It might be 10 times what ours is right now. You know what I mean? Thanks, Nick. I see you, man. It might be 10 times what ours is right now. So for you to go and, take it upon yourself to go off and take that trip because you just can't wait. You just can't wait. It is the end of the world if I don't go right now during a pandemic. And then you come back. You come back and you infect hundreds of thousands possibly and don't even know it. You didn't do it intentionally. You just wanted to go on that trip that just couldn't wait. But it was a selfish act. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stop thinking selfishly right now and think worldly. Think as a whole, as a unit. And we'll all overcome the whole thing, I guarantee it. We'll overcome the whole thing because it cannot breathe without the energy of us being around it. You see what I'm saying? So it's only temporary. We don't know how temporary. I'm not going to say like Trump said, and it's just going to be till Easter. No, this thing, the CDC said it is not going to be that soon. So don't put that in your brain like, oh, it's just going to be another month, another couple weeks. No, they're talking possibly 10 to 15 to even longer weeks out. So we all might be out of work for a while. Okay. And I'm sure everybody's watching the news, and all our bill collectors are watching the news, all our mortgage brokers and everybody, they're all in this together. We're all in this together. So when you call them and say, look, the situation got me messed up right now. I can't pay right now, but I am going to pay. It's almost like a promissory note. But they know your situation, and they know, all right, you're not just blowing smoke up my ass. You're actually serious. I know you're serious because I'm watching what you're watching. I'm in this thing just like you're in this thing. And half of them probably aren't even at work because of this. Everybody's sitting at home, kicked up watching Netflix, enjoying family. Take this time to do things that you don't normally get to do with your kids. Your wife and your kids and your cats and your dogs and whatever the case may be. Take the time. Take the time to revamp your life, to reinvent yourself even. Take that chance to start a new business. This is the time. Take the time to make something great, because I guarantee you, if you take these next couple weeks to shift it over to a positive situation where maybe you want to start a little business, maybe you wanted to start learning how to garden or anything, take this time right here where you don't got to be rushing to work, rushing to pick up kids, rushing, just blown through life. Take this time right here to hone in your skills or find a new skill, learn a new skill, so then when you go back out into the workforce, if that job just wasn't panning out, or if you ever wanted to just leave that job completely, you got this new skill over here that done created you a source of income. So shift everything over to it. Take that risk at that time. You want to take risks? Instead of taking that risk on that flight, take that risk and change your life. And be independent and rely on yourself. Become an entrepreneur or something. If that's what really where your mindset always been, but you was always scared to do it. I know myself. I just had a conversation with someone. I always wanted to start my own business. This is the time. What business I want to start? Start jotting things down. You got to take your mind off the right now, where we're at right now. Everybody's in panic. Everybody's scared. But why? Why be scared? You cannot. It's almost like death. We cannot run from death. We know eventually it's coming. The Grand Reaper is coming. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true. You can't. So do what you can do now. And then when the time, you already did what you had to do. You ain't got to be scared no more. You see what I'm saying? That's how we have to live our lives right now. You cannot be scared. Take this time and create something great. So when we do go back, you have an option. Now you got the balls in your court now. You can either stay with this company or you can move off and start your own company. Or start your own little business, whatever, clean out, whatever type of business you want to get into. Whatever type of trade you want to learn. Take this time now, because most of those things are online. Online classes, online this, online that. People selling online courses. If you saved up some pennies, buy an online course that might help you. You understand? This is the time. We may not get, these weeks like we've been having to just sit back in the house and analyze our life. Watch what's going on around us. We always glued to something. You glued to your phone, you glued to the TV, you glued to this and glued to that. But be glued to another way of being successful. That's what I'm on. I just want to be successful. So now I'm like, all right, what do I got to do? I've been wanting to do my podcast for I don't know how long, but I just haven't had the time. And if you know it, time is our most precious gift. But it's always taken from us because we got work, we got kids, we got soccer practice, we got football practice, we got this and that. But now all that is subsided. We don't got none of that. All we got is us and our thoughts. That's all we have right now. So why not take advantage of it and enjoy it? You know what I mean? Because you don't know when you might get that peace of mind again, even though it's a hard time right now. It doesn't have to be. Pick yourself up, brush yourself off, brush you, your wife off, your kids off, and say, you know what, guys, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Everything is temporary. Period. Everything is temporary. I don't care what nobody says. Everything is temporary. But in this temporary time, you got to take advantage. You got to make sure you're on top of your game. You know what I mean? And make sure that people see what you're doing at the end of the day. They're going to see that, oh, you know what? He made a new move. You know what I mean? That's going to make other people want to do the same thing. It's a chain reaction. Everybody, when you see somebody else doing something great and it feels good to them, you want to feel good too. You see? So that's why you got to take this time now, so you later on you could feel great like that person. You know, everybody says things are gifts and this and that. It's all about work. It's all about work ethic. It's all about getting in there, getting your hands dirty, figuring things out. That's what it's about. In these times right now, we need to figure things out. I see you, Nick. That's right. Time is definitely one thing that is wasted, but we have to make it. We have to make it. You know, we have to make it change. You know, we have to take advantage of this time. This time, and the crazy thing, we don't even know how long it's gonna be, and that's fine. We don't have to know how long we're gonna be quarantined, stayed in place, or whatever you want to call this. It's almost, remember when you were little and you were on punishment? You hated it, couldn't go outside, couldn't do nothing, couldn't see your friends, couldn't play video games. Just think of it like that. Your mom and dad, they put you on punishment right now. But in our sense, is a good thing. So see how the roles reverse is a good thing now. Because we get to analyze everything that we've been doing. Maybe you didn't want to stay at that 9 to 5 you've been at. And you've been waiting for a reason to switch off and go do something else. This is your time. This is it right here. Or create that new website or whatever the case may be to make something else pop for you. You know what I mean? We have to just take the time. You know, in my local area, the numbers are rampant. They're going up. They went up by, in 24 hours, they went up by 200 cases. Like, that's scary, you know, because this thing is so out of control. But does that mean we're going to fold to it? Do you just fold and say, oh, I give up, I don't know what to do, I'm going to just roll up in a ball and die? Like, no. You keep living your life. We're going to keep living our life. And then at the end of the day, we come out on top, which I know we will, you know. And there's people probably been affected by this thing for a while now. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I mean, for them to know about this thing for months on end, and nobody taking it seriously, that's crazy. You know, anybody in the chat, you want to call in, numbers 475-221-1678. Once again, 475-221-1678. You know, if you guys want to discuss this, if you have anybody that's affected by this, if you were affected by this as far as, you know, loss of job or shortage of job or whatever you want to say, just call in and we'll discuss it. Because, I mean, this is something that we honestly don't know what the you know, the end result is going to be. We know eventually that, yeah, something's gonna give. And then hopefully, you know, eventually, you know, everything will go back to what we knew as normal. You know, they got the stimulus package for us. You know, they pushed it through, they got it through. I mean, if you got a $5,000 a month overhead and they're giving you only what, $1,200 per adult and $500 per kid, I think is gonna hold you over. You know what I mean? It'll be enough to take care of those back bills and things like that. And anybody that's in the gig economy, they're also getting covered under this, where they're gonna get a stimulus package, which is good. It's good. So nobody's left out here. You understand? Nobody's gonna get left out and not be included in this package. You know? But don't go blowing the money on frivolous things like cheap airfares right now, where you take the chance of infecting others, because that's just a selfish act. You know what I mean? It's a one-time payment. So if you get this money this month and it's gone, and then we're still out another month or two, they're not sending no more money your way. So you need to stretch this money until we go back and everything is straight. Because if not, you're gonna be looking down broke doorways. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna have any money to do anything because stuff will still be shut down. You still won't be at work. This is the reality that we're in. You know what I'm saying? So when you get the money, whenever that is, I'm sure they're gonna start sending that out soon as possible, just to kind of get people, you know, get their bearings going a little bit. But we need to just be responsible when it comes to that because these bills are not going to stop coming. I don't care what they say. They said that a lot of this stuff is going to be, no interest this, talk to your landlord, talk to the mortgage people, talk to the loan companies and all this. That's fine. But at the end of the day, they have to get paid. Everybody wants to be paid. I know I want to be paid. That's like, the unemployment people telling you, hey, you're not going to get your unemployment this week. And you're like, dang, what I'm going to do? If I don't get my employment now, and that's my only source of income, and I still have this bill due tomorrow, what am I going to tell this person? You see? This is just the reality of it. And then we got the schools, and I mean, it's a trickle effect of everything, to be honest. Even with the schools, personally, I'm a bus driver. Honestly, when you think about it, I don't think it's the safest thing to bring the schools back this year. Let it ride out for the months that it got to ride out. Hopefully by summer, midsummer, they've contained this thing to the point where, you know what, if we continue by September, then everything will be okay. That's what I got to hear. In order for me to feel good, I got to hear, you know what, is a guarantee that everything's going to be okay. The virus has been contained. No breakouts, no nothing. We got no reports of anybody being sick. That's what I got to hear. I can't go off this thing that Trump's talking about where, by Easter, so we can enjoy our Easter. Look, you care about the holidays. I care about the people. The holidays ain't that serious. To me, the holidays are not that serious. I could go without none of these holidays if it's going to keep me safe. And I'm sure you guys could too. The holidays are the last thing you're worried about. So, I mean, I know you're trying to lift everybody's spirits, but the way you're going to lift people's spirits is to let them know it's a little real right now, y'all. Y'all got to be patient and let me work through this thing. And I eventually, trust me, man conquers all at the end of the day. Man made it, man could control it. That's how I look at it. So at the end of the day, somebody's in that laboratory going to figure, all right, this strand go with that strand. That's going to make everything okay. And I'm going to let that person in that lab get everything together to make sure everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to rush them. You can't rush greatness. Whoever's in that lab creating this medicine to make America great again, let them do what they got to do to make America great again. As long as it ain't sacrificing my life, your life, and your kids and the rest of your family's life, let them do it. They're going to figure it out. You got to think they done made medications for everything almost. Almost. They still working on cancer. They still working on Alzheimer's and all these other things. Some of them can't be cured. But that's okay. They still trying. They still trying. They still trying to figure it out. They didn't give up. So we can't give up on them and say, you know what? The hell with it. We got to stay strong and say, you know what? We'll figure it out together. Y'all said stay in. We're going to stay in. Give y'all time. Figure it out. Get back to us. We still are able to eat. So we're not starving. You know what I mean? As long as you're not starving, you could do without all the other stuff. You don't need the newest clothes right now. You ain't going nowhere. Ain't no clubs open. Ain't none of that. So we need to take this thing seriously. We need to make sure we're doing everything accordingly. Not going on these trips with these cheap flights just to go to Miami, go to Las Vegas, go to wherever, Chicago, or wherever you want to go. That's just senseless stuff to do. It's not taking everything in consideration. You know, and to be honest, the plane is probably one of the worst places you could be. The amount of germs that's on a plane are ridiculous. Terminals, all these different, like, why would you want to be there? I wouldn't dare take the chance of being in a situation like that. We need to think about this thing rationally. And no, they're not going to come out every day. They're coming out with another talk about their progress. I don't want to hear about the progress that you think we're going to make. Talk about the progress when you have made it at the end of the day. We don't need to update every second of the day. It's good. It's good for some people. But for me, I'd rather get it a week out. If you gave me one progress update last Friday, all right, I'll take another one next Friday. That gave you that amount of time to get all the ducks in order before you came to me and told me, oh, well, you know what? We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Keep hearing we're almost there. Americans don't have time to hear we're almost there. I'm sorry. You got this day and age, you got to come with the facts. You got to come strong with the facts. And if you don't have the facts prepared just yet, just let us know. So you know what? I'm working on it. I'll get back to you guys when I got a definite. When all the ducks line up, I'll let you guys know. But to give a update every single day for the eternity of this whole thing is just senseless to me. When you guys could be in these labs and in office doing other things. Why have a press conference right now? It doesn't make sense. You don't need the press conference right now. Every day, every minute of the day. Now, what we will take is just give us the numbers. Give us the numbers. That's fine. Give us the numbers. We analyze the numbers of infected versus not infected versus deceased. And we'll go take it from there. Obviously, if we know more people are deceased or infected, we know that you guys haven't figured it out just yet. So that means we need to fall back a little bit longer. And that's fine. We need to just think about this thing in a whole sense, not as individuals, in a whole sense. Because they don't have the answers yet as fast as we want them, and we don't have the answers yet. So we need to just chill out. What the hell happened to my stream? Oh, we're still up. I thought I lost you guys. Okay. But this is it. This is our reality. And that's just what it is. If you want to call in again, 475-221-1678 is the number. 475-221-1678. Call in. You can either call in, leave a message, however you want to do it. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to speak with you guys about it. If you have any close cases or know somebody, or if you yourself have been affected by this, please call in. 475-221-1678. That's the number. Mr. CT Radio 85. And I'm just going to keep going with it, man. Because you guys need to know this. And if ain't nobody telling you the real, I'm going to tell you the real. You know, I'm getting updates just like you guys. I mean, besides the updates I get on my own, where I do my end and I figure this all out. You know, it says it. The unemployment numbers are so staggering, man. And it's crazy. And I think that's more or less why it made them, you know, really kick it into gear, because they know when you got over, I forgot how many millions of individuals that's on unemployment. You know, you really can't wait too long, you know, to wait for that relief. Look at that. More than 55,200 confirmed cases and more than 800 deaths were recorded in the United States, according to Johns Hopkins University. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Those numbers are ridiculous. They don't even seem realistic. But this is the reality. And you tell me you don't want to stay in the house? You don't want to follow the guidelines? Because you don't want to be controlled? You don't want martial law? This is what we have to do. This is a day-to-day living. As this thing is developing and everything's unfolding, we're just here to listen. We're here to say, you know what? Okay. I see it. Okay. I mean, this thing is across the board. We're all affected. So nobody's not affected by it. Everybody's affected. Grandma, grandpa, me, you, kids, teachers, lawyers, doctors, everybody. But it won't be this way if everybody follows the guidelines that they put out for us. The sanitation guidelines. You know, and then I believe, let me see where it was at. On the New York Times, they had an article. You know, it said New York spread may be slowing, governor said. And this is just today that they put this out. You know, but that's because if you noticed in New York, streets bare. You know, people are listening. Now you might have some stragglers where, you know, oh well, you know, I ain't gonna listen to it. It ain't real, whatever. You know, look at this. 30,000. That's not the one I want. Like, come on, this is crazy. This right here, the wealthy flee coronavirus. Vacation towns response. Stay away. Tensions mount between New Yorkers with the means of retreat to their second homes and those who live in towns year round. Like, come on, like stupid stuff like that. Just because you leave one area because of an infestation doesn't mean that you're not going to trace that over to the next area to infestate them. The rich get away? Like, come on. Leave the poor, let the rich run away and fend for themselves. Like that's just beyond me. I don't even understand. You know the things desperation and blockades in India, like it's everywhere. Latin America shuts down, Brazil, Mexico, all on hold. Like it hit everybody, everybody. The pandemic has turned people into low-paid jobs, into unlikely heroes. Like they are also getting sick and dying. Like you got people that aren't even qualified to do half of the medical stuff, trying to do things just to save individuals. Don't listen to Twitter. There's no safe coronavirus treatment. Like it's too much out there. It's overload. There's information overload and there's stuff that's not correct. Our recklessness in the coronavirus, like that's the thing. We have to listen. This is no joke. This is not a game. This is not something that you should take lightly by any means. And I know everybody's discussing this. This is the topic of everybody's table. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason everybody's stressing the fact that, you know what? Gotta stay in place. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta do all these different things. The commercials even change. You remember you watched the commercials on TV? Everything was, oh, this medication, oh, this and that. Every other commercial right now is not that. It's the corona. That's all you seeing. Or they got commercials now. Remember you used to see the commercials about the toys that's coming out? They got the toys in the commercial now just to ease some of the stress and burden on the families. They showing toys, Monopoly games, board games, and things like that. Because these are the things they want y'all to run out and get. Because they know, well, we don't know when this thing is going to be over, but these will hold you off until then. This is it. I'm willing to stay in the house until this thing is done. Period. When it's done, when it's over, whenever that may be, then I'll go back to society. But I'm going to have to make it work until then. I'm going to have to make it work. You're going to have to make it work. Now, should it only be the one-time payment? I don't know. I mean, the one-time payment is only going to cover a month. But if y'all telling me we're going to be out for more than a month or two or three, then I think you're going to have to cut some more checks. But I think they're going month-by-month basis. I think what they did is they said, okay, we'll give out this month worth of, stimulus. If it continues on, then we'll go back to the drawing board. And if we have to put out more money, we'll put out more money. They said the kids might not go back to April 20-something. That's one thing I heard. It's all in the air. Everything's in the air. Nothing's for certain right now. So we just have to buckle down and just say, you know what? Okay. We're going to do what we got to do. But once again, 475-221-1678. Call in. We discuss the matter. Leave a message. If you don't want to talk live, leave a message. And we'll discuss this thing. I'll get to your question.
Unknown caller.
Call from
Nick.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Nick, what's going on, man?
Hey, I just wanted to call in. Hopefully there's no echo or anything like that. I'm on my phone. I'm not in the studio. I don't have a mic, so I'm just using a lowly cell phone to place the call. But something you were saying there about willing to stay in the house that I worry about. How many people are going to do that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's more or less the problem. I mean, Like you seen the thing in Florida where they were all having spring break while we were having
Yeah,
this
well,
epidemic.
even that in my little town here, there's people that are getting restless and they're going out and walking as families or groups of friends, people sitting on benches together
Yeah, I even seen on Facebook.
already.
Yeah, I seen on Facebook people out when we had the nice day yesterday going in the parks and everything. Like, are you guys not paying attention to what they're telling us to do? Or you just
Yeah,
don't care?
and how long really? And that's what I'm wondering is like how long until you're gonna have your few outliers that just aren't listening. But how long till the majority of people are just like, you know what, I'm done doing that.
Right.
Is it gonna happen after it's taken care of and done, or are they gonna do it before it's all wrapped up and just bring it back in full effect?
Right, because if the CDC is saying, you know what, we don't know how long it's going to be, that's where you should, as a person of civilization, to say, okay, if they don't know and they the people that deal with this on a daily basis, I might need to be listening to what they say and just go shelter up in place. It's not,
Yeah.
people act like it's going to kill them to sit in the house for a little while until this thing rides out.
No, but going out and helping spread it and get more people infected, it definitely, we're going to lose people for sure.
Of course,
So
these numbers are tripling by the day.
Why risk? Why add more risk to a situation that doesn't have to be that way?
Right.
As far as I know, there's no cases of people holding guns to heads or to your family's head and making you go out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It doesn't have to be that way. So that's what I wonder. That's one of the things I've been thinking about is how long are people really going to sit around till the end of April, to say till May or June, if that's how long it takes to wrap this up?
Right, because they
Are
don't
gonna
even know.
comply?
They don't even know when this thing is going to be over. Like schools, they don't know when this stuff is going to come back on. I mean,
Yeah.
you see,
Well,
you said what?
our schools here in PA, they're shut down for 2 more weeks, and they're starting, I think, to, as far as I know, at least in my area, explore like options for online.
Yeah, my kids are already there. They're doing online every day. Like I set aside a time for them to do their online.
Yeah, we've been given homework to the one that's in school here for her to do like daily during the week, just like our own assignments and that we're coming up with. But the teachers have been sending links out to us for more resources, more stuff to keep them progressing and learning as they would in school, but from home. So it's good to see that they're attempting to do what they can to further the education, even in times like this.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing. It's so uncertain that we don't know.
What we do know is scary enough, and just the fact that some people are ignoring it or not complying. It's like you know, maybe you haven't seen the news or watched TV or been on the internet, but I know that if you go out and you see that the streets are empty, you're going to have to think, what's going on? Maybe I should check the news.
Right, right. And that's the thing too. A lot of people, a lot of the the younger generation is just like live free, die young type thing, you know? And right now you shouldn't have that attitude.
No. And, you know, we're not the first people to say it, and I heard you saying about it earlier. Now is the perfect time. If you've ever said, oh, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should read this book, or learn how to play guitar, or start a show, start a podcast, or learn this is the time.
Right, right. This is the time. I mean, you got nothing but time right now. So why not utilize it?
Occupy your time. Grow your family closer. Get them bonds tighter with the people in your family, your close circle, whatever that's around you. Use that time to learn, to grow together, stay together.
Yeah, because that's where what we lack right now. We lack that unity within family. To be honest, I mean, when's the last time you really reached out to anybody in your family and said, "I just called you to say, are you okay?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To check up on you.
that and spending this much time with family. That's another thing. When does that happen in the day-to-day of life of working, or trying to keep life going forward when we're not in a pandemic or crisis like this?
Right, because once everything goes back to normal, once everything's over, so people will do it now, but then they won't do it later. They won't continue on with the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely refreshing. I don't want to say it's sad, but it's just that it takes something like this to get people to take a look. I mean, I can't say all people. I can speak for myself.
Right.
But it's a scary situation out there, and it seems like it was being ignored for a little bit, and then some people were under the impression that this just happened like overnight, and it's like, no, they were talking about it ahead of time, and nobody was really listening. And I don't know at which point it got so real for the majority of people. Like when restaurants started shutting down, maybe.
I think
Do you feel like that way?
I think that's what it was. I think once the salons and everything like that, the places where you would usually go to get, your clothes and things like that started shutting down, and everything started shutting. I think that's where the reality set in for a lot of people. Because at first, no, they weren't taking it seriously. You saw the masses still outside, so.
No, that. And I like even some other people that create content that I listen to, they were kind of like, and I'm guilty of it myself. Like a month back or so, I had a show, and we had brought up the coronavirus, and it's like, saying about how this could get serious, but we were trying to like not make anybody panic or anything, so we made a little bit of light of it with a couple jokes in that. But it's definitely gotten real. It's gotten real serious.
Yeah, exactly. And now look at us now. Now you can't joke about it because this is our reality now. You know what I mean? But I think what it is, we joke about things because we don't want to. It's more like a safety mechanism, a defense mechanism.
Like coping. Yeah, giving you a way to cope with
right.
the stress of this. Because as stressful as life is, this has got to be 10 times worse, maybe even more for some people.
Right. Right, especially if you're dealing with somebody that's been affected by it. I mean, I watched one YouTuber whose dad actually was affected by it, but and you don't realize how severe things are until it hits home. And I think that's the thing. A lot of people see, like, even with the celebrities and all this, a lot of them got affected or whatever. They didn't think they would get it. They probably thought they were invincible.
Yeah, money don't solve everything.
No, and that just go to show you it don't, because you can't even pay for a cure for this right here.
No, there is no cure as of yet.
Right.
I think, am I wrong to say that I think one of the, I don't want to say any certain religion, but one of the, online, either online or on television, like a televangelist or something was selling a cure, or said he cured people through the TV.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that.
I think one of them popular guys said he cured people through the TV, and it's like, no, that's impossible. How would that work?
Yeah, how would you cure somebody through a television or a computer screen or anything like that?
It's not happening. Sorry, my friend. They're working on a cure. There isn't one yet, and I mean, yeah, it's good to have faith and hope in times like this, but having faith and hope shouldn't be mistaken for you're cured or you're immune to it.
Right. No, you're absolutely right, man, and that's where we're at with it. So that's what I was saying. I said we should let the people that's in charge do what they do, and we fall back and just take this time to just do what we got to do. And if everything lines up right by whenever time, we should be okay. That's just how it's going to go, unless people keep doing the silly stuff, like going out and taking these airfares all across the world and everything because they're cheap.
there's people really doing this, huh? Like, actually, airfare, it's cheap to travel, so I'm going to take a vacation right now.
Right. One person bragged about how they were able to get go to 3 different places for under $500 or some crazy mess. Like, are you kidding me? In a time like this, you want to go travel to 3 different locations, in and out of the states, in and out of the country, and take a risk on your life, just to see one of these places that you might come back home and possibly die, but you just had to go see that place.
Yeah, no, not worth it at this time. Sorry.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'd rather just save up and wait till this thing pass and go then, when I know it's totally safe. When there's not a question mark involved in the sentence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the less. I mean, and there's a lot of stuff in life. You can't panic over every little thing. But there's
Right.
a lot of things where when you do it, I mean, you're getting on a plane, you're rolling the dice slightly, but not as much as you're going to be rolling the dice getting on a plane and going wherever right now with this going on. So there, you got to look at the risk, I think, and
Yeah. There's an
be real
article.
about it.
Yeah, there's an article talking about trapped at sea by coronavirus. Like, there's people literally that can't even come home. Crew members plead for help. Like, they can't even leave the ship. Like, this is the reality that we live in. You know what I mean? Everywhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, hold tight, sit back, relax, take it easy. That's the best advice for now. See what can be done.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of the people out there doing it, rely on those people that are the experts. I've heard some of the best things I've heard. From just people talking, these like littler shows, broadcasters. Even not saying that big creators haven't said it and the news hasn't said it, but I don't think minimizing it the way that it was in the beginning was the right move.
Right. Because that gave everybody like this, it doesn't matter type attitude.
False hope, false sense of security.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, man.
But yes, definitely. But I just wanted to call in quick for a few. Awesome show. I'm